Hey my YouTube warriors, thanks for tuning in. For those that are new, welcome. Today I want to go right in and giving you tips as a student on remote learning and how to navigate your rotations. Either your IPI rotations or your API rotations. For those that are not in the pharmacy world, IPI means they are before the 4th year and API means it's their 4th year rotation before they becoming a pharmacist. So let's get started. First of all, during this pandemic, I know a lot of rotations are either online completely or not at all or hybrid. So I just want to share this with you as students and as trainees because, and this is it's also for pharmacy residents, of course. But just keep in mind that this is new for your preceptor. So number one, be flexible. I think from your standpoint, having a preceptor who's willing to take you on during this time, I think that's very valuable. So you want to show them the compassion and the respect and also just sincerity, right? Gratitude that they're taking on, that they are taking you on. So be grateful and really show the flexibility. And keep in mind, this is something new for them, okay? So be able to adapt to change and innovate. You are probably fresh and young and have other ideas that your preceptors or may not be attuned to. So just give them ideas to make it better as a hybrid remote rotation or a complete remote rotation. And trust me, many preceptors welcome ideas on how to make it better because, again, you may be the first few that are doing this and they may not know the territory very well. And so they're learning while teaching. So it's a very hard thing to do as a preceptor. So make sure you be flexible, make sure you'll be able to adapt to change and innovate. When you think of something, just say, hi, I have a suggestion. I thought this would make it better for us to So like I said, be constructive, right? Like during this process, there's a lot of change. It's not going to work the way that you expect it to be, and making sure that you are respectful of their time, but also be respectful of the effort they put in, the dedication they put in to have you go through the rotation. Third thing, make sure you check in often with your preceptors and know your expectations. And more importantly, know their expectations of you. And that's very critical. So that first week or first day of rotation, sit down or do some sort of, this is kind of the fourth thing, but use a platform that gives you some face time, that you actually see the face-to-face conversation as much as possible. Phone is great, but I think a phone doesn't give you that nonverbal cues. You may not see their expression and they may not see your deer in the headlight look. You're like, oh my God, it's a lot of information. I don't know what to do, right? So being able to engage in a platform that works, and I hope most hospital/rotation sites have some sort of capability where you're able to have some sort of electronic platform that you're able to meet with your preceptors face to face as much as possible. And if not, if you have an iPhone, FaceTime is great. There's so many other apps out there, but I know that requires your preceptor to do the same. The other one is Zoom. It has the first 30 minutes is free, and that may be all that you need in the first 30 minutes. So on that first day of orientation, just make sure you sit down and make sure you get the expectations and know exactly what is expected of you in terms of rotation, what drug information projects, what quality improvement projects, how often they want to check in and when, and also what are something that they expect of you when you're doing remote rotations at home, and the deliverable, like how soon once they ask you questions or a drug information question, how soon you should return and come back to them and with an answer. Okay, so these are very, very critical, and especially if you're not able to do it completely on-site or hybrid on-site and remote. And then another question you can ask them if there's a possibility if you can be on-site for even like 1 to 2 days a week. Again, having that in-person connection is very beneficial compared to just strictly remote. And I think it doesn't hurt to ask, right? And then maybe you're willing to trade off with students and stagger with other students, so it's not overwhelming the capacity of like the hospital or the rotation site that you're at. My last comment is I want to make sure you leverage technology. So really seek out what technology is available at your site so they can provide you as much of the learning as possible. So from an electronic health record, if you have access to anything that your preceptors would use on a daily basis, are you able to get access to that? And if yes, make sure you get access to that just to simulate as real time as possible, right? And being able to really show them that you're trying, going through the process and really trying to be there as much as possible. Perhaps they have, if you're on a clinical rotation, they have rounds. Is there a way for you to do or call in for clinical rounds, like even being on someone's phone and listen? I know that's not ideal, but again, with this special times, we call for special measures, and this is kind of things that flexibility and being able to innovate is just so important. The other aspect too is I think they encourage physical distancing. So there are sites that allow you to be on site. So maybe offer to bring your own laptop, and instead of be all in one student room or one close quarter, see if you can spread out if that's something that is within the policy of your rotation site. So just start thinking of various different things that you can do to contribute to your preceptors' experience, but also the rotation site experience. And the biggest thing, like I said, is my being able to check in often and just see your progress. And don't wait until, at this point, I wouldn't wait until like third midpoint eval and your final eval to really know your performance. With it being so new, I would check in on a weekly basis, like on Friday. I call it Fun Feedback Friday instead. Just I want to see how am I doing and just getting any feedback from you that I can improve, for next week. And I hope your preceptors are already doing that for you, but if they don't, that's something that you can do proactively to get yourself started and well-grounded and be very successful in the rotation. All right, guys, that's all that I got. I would love to hear for those that have done it, if there are any 2 useful tips that you take from this video or that you've done yourself and you found it very helpful. I would love to hear it, and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button because you will be the first to know. Until next time, my warriors, thank you. Take care.